bracket. Still one more chance, but Luis and 3xA being the 2 survivors to make it here after a really stacked town and city.
Yes,
pretty impressive stuff from both these guys.
Not as many players as we normally get at the town and cities, but all the players were killers. I've had to play the manager in losers round 1, so.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
So.
Yeah.
Just to give you guys an idea of how stacked it was, and if he hadn't lost, I would have had to play Vermilion or Vaughn. So.
Wait, Vaughn versus the manager was a round 1 winner set?
Yes, it might have been like a round 2 that like got dropped down or something, but yeah, it was. They played in round 1, so.
Okay.
Yeah.
But anyway, right now we do have 3xA owning the center stage against Luis. Luis having a really tough time landing on here. Just earlier we saw 3xA, you know, get through Travante's Mario, but Luis is a cut above, but it looks like that matchup experience is still paying out.
Yeah, and that momentum and stokedness from winning that last game definitely comes into play as well. Carrying some pressure here.
Oh yeah, after winning from that big of a deficit with that time limit, like you kind of feel like no matter how dire things get for the rest of the night, you're like, yeah, but I managed to live through that. So full
Great
confidence.
Patience there from Luis though, waiting out 3xA's pressure on the ledge.
Yo, the neutral get up actually can keep him invincible, so the bomb wouldn't blow him up. That's kind of nice. Still okay, just retreating to that platform.
3xA opting to snap to the ledge as quickly as he can, realizing he didn't have a chance to hit Luis. Luis patiently pivoting.
Switching positions now. Bud catching that air dodge landing. That up smash having so much horizontal reach.
Good stuff from 3xA, just waiting out what Luis is doing and getting that footstool. Gets that up tilt again, starting up with the up airs.
Pretty nice stuff, 45%. Not a bad way to start a stock.
That's probably one of the best ways for a Toon Link to start a stock. I don't know if there's any more like long damage strings that Toon Links can get off of that. So,
but he's alive.
Yeah, it wasn't the reverse.
Yeah, not the single hit.
And now, since he is still alive, 3xA is just getting a chance to rack up so much more damage onto Luis.
Right, this is still the most comfortable position for 3xA to be. Even though like he's gained so much in his punish ability and his pressure game, when he has that lead, he is so good at leveraging it. Finally ends up taking it at losing the stock, but gets Luis up to 70% in the process.
That lingering hitbox has been giving 3xA so much value tonight on that up air. Just doing a great job of catching landings. Getting that up smash again coming through off the bomb. All he needs is 1 or 2 more bomb confirms, and he is good to go for this game.
Luis not looking to give it to him. Oh my gosh, waiting for the air dodge, just going to go up with the nair instead. And Luis staying as flexible in his movement as possible, get around all these bombs. Still being caught by a couple.
Great avoidance there from Luis. The bomb blown both of them up. 3xA using the bombs to get a little bit more control on the center. Luis did have to retreat a little bit there.
I like how Luis actually tried to run back because he was expecting 3xA to try to roll him, but then 3xA like stayed calm and stayed on his head of the platform. But it does show like Luis is cognizant that when he closes the gap on 3xA, there's a higher chance of some sort of burst options to try to escape the situation, and Luis is trying to bait that out every time he closes in, or to see how scared 3xA is, because like that time when he got the pivot grab, I think a part of that was because when he closed the gap earlier, 3xA didn't give in and didn't roll. So Luis knows, okay, I can run in, get these pivot grabs whenever I'm close by because there aren't panic options coming out.
And right now, speaking of panic options, 3xA has to make it back, finally gets control of the stage, goes for that grab, back throw definitely would have done it there.
Oh yes. Down air, almost doing the trick. Both these guys now on their last legs.
Great pressure there from Luis, putting out that pressure there with the down air just enough to stay below the platform.
Gonna get that charge on the flood.
And by avoiding the platform, he does avoid a lot of 3xA's pressure that he can do. Back air gonna do it from 3xA.
Oh man, just barely faster than Mars, and it has a blade attached to it too, but Luis really made that close in that last stock.
That dish joint on that sword scratching just the soles of Luis's shoes and sending up to the sky.
Yeah, but just the adaptation we saw from Luis just in the middle of that game, right? Recognizing how 3xA was playing, especially when the pressure is on, and immediately changing to like being as high pressure as possible to take advantage of that.
3xA composing himself nicely though, and finally managing to come back.
It's true, like managing to stop the comeback rather, before it really overtook him. But it does mean that we can't really, that first game is perhaps a sign of changing tides, and 3xA needs to make sure he stays on top of everything too.
Exactly. The momentum from his previous set victory has slowed down, and he's got to figure out some new options and some new game plans. Run out some smash attacks right now. Not panning out too much for him, but that one does.
I know, yeah, 3xA, when he's playing the aggressor, it's still kind of surprising, even though he's been doing it for a while now. But he's just really good at recognizing like how much people have learned to respect Toon Link's sword. Because at the end of the day, Mario has to. Exactly. And he's using that to find these grabs, which it's a tether grab. It's a very risky thing, but he recognizes that's how great the opponent's fear is, that he's able to get away with it.
Yeah, he forces these shields with his tether grab, and then is able to get some other options with his sword, using that additional to do it safely.
Because the other nice thing is, of course, the opponent isn't as scared to put up shield, because it's not like the tether grab's going to kill them either at these low percents.
Exactly.
And 3xA is like, well, okay, but it's still damage. I'll still take the damage, because now you're at 120%, and now a lot of things I do is going to kill you.
Exactly. 3xA loves that nickel and diming. Bomb confirmed, not quite coming through there. Luis died in just a little bit, put him out of range of 3xA on that up there.
Oh, man, just barely getting by Luis's aerial and finishing him immediately afterwards. Very strong position for 3xA, much stronger than it was in the previous game.
The other thing 3xA has been doing very nicely is covering his landings with footstools as well.
Just jumping off an opponent's shield on your way down, that is still an underutilized option. But it's incredibly powerful, especially against characters who have a very strong grab game.
Just racking up so much damage with these bombs. Luis's Nair not quite panning out for him. And just shielding on the platform there. Luis wanting to put the pressure on. 3xA recognizing he wanted to put that pressure on and then abusing it with that shield. You see Luis trying to space him out a little bit with these fireballs. Maybe make him throw out him. That forward. They're going to come through.
That was a good intimidation by Luis, just catching 3xA a little bit scared with that beginning of the short hop, and then taking full advantage of that afterwards. Just looking for causing it again. We can see the fear.
And Luis has recomposed himself.
Wow!
You could see it in his movement options there. Right before that happened, he did a perfect pivot back to space out 3xA.
What was so slick about that was we were seeing the air dodges coming out from 3xA, and they got punished back to back to back. And 3xA finally was like, okay, he's just waiting for my air dodges. Not going to air dodge. And that was the exact time where Luis said, tossing out this forward air. Just straight up throwing it out there and catching you for not being afraid. That was nice. That's on-the-fly adaptation, man. Just being able to recognize what have my opponent done in the past 3 interactions and being able to change that quickly.
And sometimes just going for the same option 4 times in a row, your opponent's going to mess up their option the 3rd time, and you'll get it. So
well, yeah. But, I mean, in that case, it was more adapting to 3xA, you know, punishing 3xA for doing one thing and then punishing for trying to adapt the other way.
Exactly.
Just, but anyway, FD, which considering the way that, especially the way that 3xA can
and he gets a jab lock!
Oh, this is going to be big.
Forward smash is going to do it.
Yeah. Luis now sitting on a huge lead. First time this set.
Luis doesn't go for that often, but that is the power of those niche techs like that. You miss that tech once, and you are just dead.
Yeah, it's the reason why Final Destination, among other things, if you have a really well-oiled footstool combo, this could be a very nice stage because you know it's going to come together once you get the footstool. No platform's going to get in the way for them to tech onto or for you to land on. Exactly,
and the nice thing with Mario, even if someone does try to DI off the stage after a footstool, it's Mario, so he has a lot of great options to contest that recovery as well.
3xA with his own juggle, trying to make it come together. Very good reaction.
Going for it again there. Might have been a little bit too high for that footstool. He wanted to go for that Nair footstool again, though. Did not pan out there.
I love just using the grab as a landing trap in that situation, because nowhere can Luis land without being grabbed by that. Otherwise, he's on the ledge.
It's one of the most potent things that grapplers with the tether grabs do have, but it spikes down again. And Luis is firmly in control of this game right now.
It's 2-1 his favor, that just falling up air into forward air. 3xA's been spiked now like 3 times?
Yeah.
Yeah, 3 times,
and there's still another game for him to be spiked.
Yeah.
So you're going to see how he can adjust right now.
I mean, the way that Luis has set up each of these has been different.
Yeah, exactly.
It's not like he's just going for the same thing. One of them was a combo, and then 2 of them were callouts for 2 opposite behaviors. But Luis's potential game, 3xA opting just to go straight back to Smashville.
using that Smashville platform as much as he can to run away and get options, sneak in options every here and there.
It does help him disengage a little bit, because landing FD is... I know a lot of players think FD, oh, it's a bad Mario stage because it can't ladder on platforms. It's like, it's actually a pretty good Mario stage because you can't land on anything but Mario.
Exactly.
And like, he has Flood that can cover half the stage, and that can devastate a lot of people's disengagement options too. It's pretty dang solid.
And if you just try to land on Mario, he's got the up smash.
Oh yeah.
So good extension from 3xA there, allowing himself to get back to the stage with a little more pressure. But Luis is not giving up with these up airs, using them to cover all of 3xA's landing options.
I like that Luis waited for as long as possible for doing the back throw, so that the platform would take him to that edge even closer.
Gives him just a little bit more space to work with and a little bit more pressure. Right now, 3xA was a little bit cornered. Luis realizing that he's back in center stage, wants to give him a little more room to breathe.
Oh! 3xA managing to get himself back onto the ledge.
Luis doing a lot of empty hops right now.
It's just trying to instill more fear into 3xA, trying to get a free punish off a whiff, but 3xA is going to be able to pick up that kill off the end of his, up B.
And now 3xA can just use that platform and hide as much as he can from Mario. Great option there, Luis canceling his down air on the platform and then just confirming that to a quick...
well, he didn't cancel it. He just the down air ended and he did a nair right after.
Oh, he did a nair right after. Okay,
yeah.
So he didn't actually land on the platform then either.
No. Again, 3xA, relaxing on this platform. He's already had one long set. What's another marathon on top of it? Especially after the way the past the past 3 games have gone, it just really cements how dangerous it can be to let Luis start up any sort of momentum at all. So just trying to ice that as much as possible. Ordinarily, you see people icing between games and stuff, like getting a water drink or switching seats to their competitor, but you can ice someone in the middle of a game as well. Just get them kind of frustrated just following you, as opposed to them just thinking about what they're going to do when they close the gap. Just a little bit. It all adds up.
Especially when you have that Smashville platform to go with you, but Luis showing his patience as he was waiting there, finally found his opening. He still has some ground to make up right now, but he has, showing how patient he has been right now, he can definitely make it up without too much of a loss.
3xA just opting to play completely cold. He's getting these taps and he's being offered stage every single time he gets one of these hits. He's like, no, I'm good on this half of the level. Keep coming to me.
And when he's given that stage, the other thing he's been doing...
through there. But he's okay. Yeah, the back throw's not going to do it. He just drifts out of the way of the forward air.
And boomerang into up air, working out for him. When 3xA has been seeing Luis get a little bit more impatient and wants to put on a little bit more pressure, he's been using that Zair to snuff him out as well. Hasn't been using it as much in just raw neutral, but really been waiting for Luis to get really kind of antsy and want to get those kills. So.
Yeah. It's just a way to just friendly poke, just keep to your space.
And it's frustrating to get hit by it. You're trying to get in there, and
it's 2% that feels like 8. It doesn't actually do that much physical damage, but the mental damage it does, it really adds up. I think it's because you keep getting hitting by this inconsequential move, but your character still gets stunned.
Exactly, and you're knocked back further, so all that progress you made just trying to get close and trying to get in on this little fairy child was just canceled out.
So this is interesting. So I assume 3xA. Actually, what did he ban in this situation? I'll have to ask him after the set, because... oh, wait, yeah, it's 3xA. He loves triplats. Never mind.
Yeah, 3xA does love triplats. The one thing I think that we might like about this particular triplat on Dreamland is the fact that 3xA can't mix up his up B recovery as much. He has to ride the wall when he does it. He can't go under and ride it. So it's a little bit easier for Luis to cover some of those options if he wants to.
It's also a more reasonable ceiling. We've been seeing Luis go for these reverse up B kills.
Oh, he's been loving those tonight.
Yeah, and on this stage, that becomes a very real possibility. You ladder him up the platforms, and you can kill someone basically off of 0.
3xA's been playing a very patient game so far and has been paying off. Racked up pieces of damage here and there, but has a lead. No longer.
He, you kind of even though he's actually at a deficit, he recognizes that it's this kind of neutral served him well in the previous game, and he's just trying to keep at it. Right now, it looks like Luis is having himself a little bit more success in piercing through this obstacle course.
Yeah, Luis is, whenever he gets the chance to, he does abuse the time that 3xA is giving him to charge that flood as well, so that he can utilize it fully when he gets it. He's gonna go for a smash, but jump coming through 3xA, just saving him narrowly.
He's jumping in every single one of these situations right now. The up smash is gonna end up doing it.
Is there anything that Luis can do to punish the jump response to that?
I assume he can just double jump and up air it.
Okay. Or possibly double jump and reverse up B as well, maybe?
I don't know if that would read.
Okay. But 3xA does have a good bit of ground to make up right now. Risk being sent to losers, he has to make 2 more stocks to Luis's 1.
We've seen 3xA do a Game 5 comeback just in the previous set, so I'm not going to count him out at all.
Oh, never at all.
Like, and it looks like he is playing for the long game. Going for, actually right now he's going for some pretty heavy committal stuff. But it's paying out.
Yeah, good DI there from Luis to escape that, making sure that that down air did not connect into anything for 3xA. On the top of the platform, but down air into up smash could have spelled the end for Luis. And 3xA just dropping these bombs down.
Like he's got the lead.
Exactly. He's still got 3 minutes, so that is plenty of time.
And of course, Luis, recognizing the situation he's in, just using the platforms as cover from the bomb rain.
I mean, he's Mario. He's got
oh, so close. Isn't able to match the air drift from Luis. Luis gets to live a little bit longer.
He is playing Mario, so he does have that experience navigating the bomb on the battlefield. Carries him up there.
Oh, back air is going to buy 3xA a little bit of space. Oh, boy.
Waits him out, lands on the platform again. Realize he has a big enough lead that he doesn't have to risk getting carried up on his own.
Just the pressure on both of these players, the fact that they're just willing to draw it out as long as possible on their respective stage positions. Not a lot of movement.
Luis going for that grab there, but 3xA not beating him.
I do like that every opportunity Luis gets, he does charge it up, because it just gets him that more stage space, especially if he can force 3xA off stage again and set up another edge guard.
And the other nice thing, as Mario, he doesn't get too many kills as off the side as Mario, so Dreamland's bigger borders are also nice for that regard.
The bigger side borders?
Yeah, the bigger